Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As part of this presentation, what I intend to do is to go through the DTS provisions, and Paul's touched briefly on the provisions, but I'll go through that in a little bit more depth. And so, in terms of low-rise or timber buildings in particular, there's a growing interest from developers and builders, basically just due to the efficiencies that can be obtained in construction. So a lot of the construction practices are done in prefabricated systems. So what I'll do today is to go through and talk briefly about what the DTS provisions are for low-rise buildings, mid-rise buildings, and then I'll touch on what's been proposed for NCC 2019. So just in terms of the current provisions, and you've seen this before, straight out of the NCC, basically there's two pathways. So the performance requirements are the preliminary things that you need to achieve, or the compliance level, and the way you can achieve that is through a DTS approach or a performance solution. So under the DTS provisions, there's the pathway or the performance solution. So I'll focus on more of the DTS, and others today will talk a bit more about performance solution approaches. So in terms of the NCC 2016, so we currently have the low-rise provisions. This enables us to build 3 or 4-storey timber buildings. This has been around for a while, and I'll touch on that in a moment. Also the DTS provisions for mid-rise buildings up to that 25 metre effective height, or generally about an 8-storey building. And then beyond that 25 metre effective height is performance solution. So there are examples of buildings beyond that height, but they're all done under the performance solution approach. These terms, low-rise, mid-rise, high-rise, in this presentation, they're basically timber industry type terms. Low-rise are our buildings, 3-4 stories, and beyond that up to the 25 metre effective height. So the 4 to 8 stories we term mid-rise buildings. So they're not NCC it's not terminology within the NCC itself.